Carol here and welcome to my craft room. I took out my Papertrey Shaker Kit that I had bought some time ago to make a shaker card, and it has amazing elements to do a complete shaker card. So I've taken a piece of 140-pound cardstock and I am doing a 5.5 by 5.5 inch tone-on-tone white card. And I'm going to take my Teflon bone folder to make a nice crisp edge, and then we're going to get started on this beautiful white on white card. This is an oversized embossing folder for this 5.5 by 5.5 inch card, and I find when you make tone-on-tone cards you need to have really crisp textures so that it draws your eye to the card, because you're not using color, right? And I thought this swirl die was absolutely beautiful. So now I am going to take you through the elements that are provided in this kit, and it is amazing. This kit is amazing. I just love doing it today. And I decided, I cut out little bits of heart product to walk you through what it would be like to use all the elements in this kit for your shaker card hearts. And it has one of the dies that cut out for the shakers, like it has little bits of hearts there, but I am going to use that heart as my actual element for the shaker. And I'm going to use, see how it has the dotted one too, but I decided not to use the dots. I decided to go with the hearts. And then it has these dies with the sentiment on it, and this one says love, and all it is complete dots. It's absolutely beautiful. See it over there on the upper left corner? I set it across there. And now I'm going to show you all of the wonderful pieces parts for making a heart shaker. So it provides you with square 12 by 12 sheets of double-sided foam, and I kept it right in the die there. I cut it with the foam. See the scalloped edged heart? And now I am cutting the acetate to go on the back of that heart die, right? So that my all the little pieces parts don't end up flying all over the place. So I had to put not only acetate on the top portion, but I put acetate on the bottom. So I cut out, that's the little acetate piece there, but I don't end up using that. I end up cutting a piece of acetate. There's that 12 by 12 piece of really strong tape, double-sided tape runner. So I cut that out. So I have one with the scallop of the double-sided foam tape and one with the heart. And I'm going to walk you through exactly what I did to make a shaker element using this kit. And it's absolutely beautiful. So I'm going to take off the tape here. This way I don't have to handle the tape any more than I have to. It is that sticky. And now I'm putting the heart piece over top. I've decided to put it down, to lay it down flat. And now I have the tape on there. It's beautiful, just moved a little bit. And I'm going to take my little pokey tool and take it out. And now I have tape on the back. Isn't that awesome? I love these. And you can purchase that from Papertrey Ink, those sheets. Now on the back side, I am going to glue with my Ranger glue that piece of acetate. So I am going to grab my little sticks. Oh, I'm just showing you how I keep all of my glue upside down in that nail polish acrylic holder. So I'm going to take one of my wonderful micro brushes to do my glue like I always do. I think you don't use up as much glue if you use micro brushes. And I'm going along the outside to put that little piece of acetate. Isn't it beautiful? So I'm laying the acetate down, and that is the back side. And look at that. We just cut out this sticky, and we don't even have to worry about that. So now I have another piece of sticky that is on the larger heart that this is going to set on, I'm sorry, the same size heart, and it's going to set on top. right there. So I'm going to just take my pokey tool and take it out here. So I have the element to lay down on my card, so it's sticky on the front and the back. So now I'm going to put my little wee glitter that you get all this glitter in the kit, and this is like thick crystal effects on there. Isn't this just a pretty shaker element kit? So I'm trying to decide which way I'm going to put the heart, and you want to make sure you find the right spot because it's never coming up again. That's how sticky that sticky is. So now I'm putting that beautiful glitter inside, and some of my own glitter in an off-white. And all of those little pieces parts fit in the hearts as well, which is really a pretty element. So now I am going to work on covering it with acetate. So what I did was I wanted to have, I couldn't use the large heart because I had the sticky inside. So I just took this one and my mod pen here, my bling bling pen, and I just traced the outside of the heart, and I'm going to cut it out, and it will fit perfectly on the top of this heart to cover my little shaker bits. Now, could that be any easier, not having to touch any of the sticky? I took a tad bit more off so it wasn't close to the edge. And here you have it. It is so crazy sweet. And look at that. You just take up the liner, and all of this is in the kit. I think you get 4 big 12 by 12 sheets of the double-sided tape. Look at that. Isn't that gorgeous? And I love that idea of keeping the sticky inside your die until you're ready to use it. And now I'm putting the scallop on. Look at that. And you're finished. So all you have to do is take it out and take the liner off of the heart after we applied this. Yes, that's what I was doing there. Where's my little pieces part? So I am taking some of my glue and going around the edges, my Ranger glue, and there you have it. It has the nice dots, so it gives you some type of an idea of where to lay it out perfectly. And I've taken the back of the liner off, and look at that. Isn't that gorgeous? I just love it. You can see the dotted heart underneath, and look how it just is so pretty. Don't you love white on white? I've been seeing a lot of cards on Pinterest in the white on white, and I thought there's no better kit than a shaker kit, is there, to have all the elements, like everything you need for a shaker card is in that Papertrey Ink Kit. So I'm taking a little break, I guess, or no, I'm getting out the sentiments so I can figure out what I'm going to put on the inside. And you know me, I have to have weight in my card, so I thought, I think I am going to, well, I'll show you in just a minute. I have all of those heart pieces bits from the actual heart right there inside my shaker, and I wanted to use them up. So you need to have a little bit of interest on the card, because like I say, we have no color on here yet, and the only color I do put on is silver later on. So I dabbed some of the Ranger glue on my desk on the Ranger mat, and now I'm applying it with my micro brush and putting the hearts inside all of that nice swirly design in the emboss folder. And I thought to myself, you know what? I think I'm going to put a heart on each one of these scallop areas. So I laid it out first just to see what it'd look like, because I didn't want to have it down there and then I didn't like it. But I really did like it, and I put one going one way. I'm trying to make a decision. I haven't glued anything down, and when I get about 4 of them on there, I think, yep, this is a go. I'm going to put all the hearts around there. It just looks really pretty, doesn't it? And I like the idea of having the shaker sitting up, not only with the heart cut out, it's raised up, but also the shaker area is raised up. So it makes it just a nice element. And don't you love that polka dotted die with the love there? Oh, it has about 5 different sentiments that have just the dots. The dots come out of your cardstock. So now I am applying the glue, and I've decided, yes, I'm going to go turn one around and one the other way and go all the way around. So I have made it all the way around that heart, and I think it looks really pretty. And I love cards that are white on white. I think they're really pretty, and I like to add vellum to the inside of my tone-on-tone cards. So I cut it the same size minus a 1/16 of an inch all the way around, so that when it fits inside, it's not right to the edge. So I rounded the corners with my crocodile and or my corner puncher, excuse me, and on the 1/2 inch side, and I did the same with the vellum. So now I'm measuring up to put my string on there, and it is really pretty. It's stretchy silver twine with string twine. Yes, and so I cut it out. I'm going to add a bow on the bottom, so I needed plenty of room. And now I am going to work with the vellum. I'm cutting out some hearts because I need 4 little hearts, but I thought while I'm cutting it out, I might as well cut plenty and put it in my little bowl that I keep all my extras in to the side there. And I ran my vellum through with this Embossilicious, that's what it's called, and it's a 6x6 embossing folder. I ran the front and the back like that through my large Big Shot Pro, and scored it in the middle. And I'm going to put some baby powder. On vellum I always use baby powder and my blush brush there because nothing sticks, and it smells delicious in your craft room as well. So it has a double bonus for you. And we are going to situate the saying here, and I have to think of this, smiles and sending out smiles and love. Sending you smiles and love, I think that's what it says. And I embossed it first on a sheet of paper just so I could see how it looked, and whether I needed to move one of them over. I do this all the time because I can use that in another project. So I did have to move smiles over and the sending just a tad, because I'm looking right at that sheet of paper when I situate the photopolymer stamps here on my Fiskars stamp press, and I can see exactly where I went wrong moving it on, putting it on the stamp press, and then I get a perfect stamp on the vellum, because you don't want to mess that up on vellum. There's no going back. So I am setting it on there and pressing it out, and then I took my embossing powder right here. It is glitter embossing powder, and it's really pretty. It's hard to see, but it just didn't have enough to show the sentiment. So I ended up having to put silver over it, and you'll see when I heat set it, it does look pretty. But when I put the silver on later, I offset it just a little bit so that these sparkles would be in the background as a shadow. Now I'm going to take the heart that was in the sentiment set, and I'm going to put it all the way around with Versamark. And I wanted to add some more white to the vellum, just so it stood out when you opened up the page. And I used the Ranger Detailed White, as you can see there. And I'm going to heat set that, and then I'm going to add the silver, and I just offset it, like I said, just over a little bit, and it had a nice glittery shadow behind it, which is really nice. So here I am taking the Recollection Silver, really nice embossing powder. I got it at Michael's, and it's almost like a gunmetal silver, really pretty, and it is a detailed embossing powder, so that's really nice. And then we're going to heat set that, and it looks very nice on the inside. So now I am just going to heat set the silver and show you how that looks. And then I noticed that I missed some of the heart there, so I just rubbed it off, and I'm going to stamp over it and add some detail white and heat set it. And then I took my pokey tool, you can't see it right yet, but I just go around and pick off some of the white strays, because I did rub it with my hand, so some of the oil off my hand I think took some of the baby powder off, and I had to just scrape it off with your pokey tool, really easy to do. And then we're going to, there I am, just taking some of that heart off. You have to be so careful with the oils on your hands, don't you, when you're working with vellum? I find anyway. And yeah, such a pretty, pretty card. I love to add vellum on the inside of my cards when I do a tone-on-tone especially. It just adds something, and it gives me some of the weight I always want on my cards. So here are some glue dots I'm using, and I'm stretching them out, and I folded them over so you just have a little tad piece of them. And look at that, you can't even tell there is a glue dot on there. So pretty. Then I take the baby powder that I have in my shaker, and I put it on there to take the sticky away once I have it all set. And now this is on the inside. See how I pull it? And sorry about that camera going off there, but I put it on there and I really place it down, and then I add the baby powder in my shaker, and I get my blush brush, and this way it eliminates all of that sticky, and you're able to open and close the card without worrying that it's going to stick together. So here I put another glue dot, and it helps me to hold down this stretchy kind of like a twine that I have here in the silver, and I just push it right into the glue dot, and then I add baby powder to that as well, and all the way around the heart. Anywhere where there's some sticky, I add baby powder, and it smells your room up really nice too. There I am there, just adding it to around the edges of the card so nothing will stick to where the sticky once was. And now I'm going to take my hearts and I'm going to cut off my bow ends, and we're going to put some Ranger glue just on the inside of the hearts, and I am going to have them just as a little embellishment. I think it adds to the tone-on-tone card. So I just set it on there like that, and I'm also going to take Copic marker in gray, and I'm going to go over the edges so that when you look at the sides of them you don't see any white. There, I'm just patting it down with the baby wipe, and now I take my Copic and I go over all of the edges of the heart, and that way like I said, you don't see any cardstock. And there we go. Isn't it pretty? Now I'm going to add the other side. And yeah, I was showing you, I think it's a T6 family of the marker. Just match it up with whatever you have there to go around the edges. And we are just about completed with this white on white card. And look at that love with those little dots. Isn't that cute? And there's, I think, 5 more I said. I think there's 6 in total of sentiments that just have the dots on them. So I put a piece of black cardstock down so you could see the white card, and I'm going to pull in on there so you can see the shaker bits. It is just a nice nice card to receive, don't you think? And it says sending smiles and love, and there I am trying to show you really quickly. I'm setting it up, and yes, I enjoyed making this card for you today, and I'm going to make a matching white on white envelope. So to my subscribers, thank you very much. To those that are leaving me comments and those on Stamp Nation and my blog, you have yourself a blessed week, and I will see you on the next card. I hope you give this a try, and like I said, this kit is over on Papertrey Ink, and it is the kit from last May actually. I don't know if it would be available, but isn't it pretty to make shaker cards? Take care, everybody.